Why is it that some people are successful in making changes in their lives and other people find it so damn hard? Today, I'm going to give you my top 3 ways to stay motivated to change your life. Okay? And I put motivated in air quotes here because I want you to pay attention to that word. Motivation isn't really what you think it is. You see, it is common for us to use that word, motivation, to describe a feeling, the feeling of being driven and excited about wanting to achieve something, or about wanting to put in the work, wanting to do the things, okay? But motivation isn't a feeling. Motivation is a process. Motivation is the process that starts and guides and keeps you focused on these goal-driven behaviors, okay? Motivation is not wanting to do the things. It's not feeling excited about completing those behaviors. Okay, so today I'm talking about how to stick to that process. And now that we've clarified that, let's get into it, okay? We all know Sally, right? Sally wanted to feel better in her body, wanted to lose a little bit of weight so that she felt good in her skin, okay? She started bringing her lunch every day, started saying no to office takeout. She walked on her afternoon breaks. And you know what? Sally reached the outcome. She lost the 15 pounds that she wanted to. She's walking around with this huge smile on her face. She has all sorts of energy and confidence. We also know Suzie, who has been talking about wanting to lose these 15 pounds for the last 4 years, and she hasn't made a dent. She's sluggish. She worries about what her doctor is going to say, right? But what the heck is the difference between these two people? It's not time. It's not willpower. It's not the specific goal that they want to achieve. Okay, the reason that one is successful and the other is not is because Sally could make decisions and take action based on the process and not her current emotional state, right? She had a deep reason and understanding about why she had to make these changes, why she desired it, why she craved it so much. And it was her willingness to do the things that are necessary, even when it was difficult and even when she wasn't really feeling it. Like I shared earlier, if we look at motivation as a feeling, right? We can use it as a cop-out. We can say that we just aren't feeling motivated. This is a great excuse to not do the things because they feel hard. Our ego loves it when we cling to this emotion, okay? When we cling to our feelings, because our feelings ebb and flow. They are not reliable sources to keep us pushing forward. And when we solely rely on if we're feeling like it as a determining factor if we're going to do the work, your ego, your inner critic, the stories and the habits of your past, they are going to get the best of you. And they will remind you that where you are is fine. It's safe, it's comfortable. You know exactly what life is, and we're going to keep it exactly this way. But don't worry. There are ways to overcome this egoic need to feel good right now in the moment, or to feel safe and comfortable in the moment, okay? And that is that your goal, it's got to be worth it, okay? Some things that definitely are not going to help you on this journey right here are shaming yourself into change, relying on other people, doing it just because someone else is doing it, making changes out of self-hate, okay, those things feel yucky. They feel forced. It makes the behaviors feel like a punishment. And I just shared with you, our ego likes to feel comfortable, so it's just going to pull on those yucky feelings and remind you that we don't want to feel this way. So if shame, hate, and other people, right, aren't enough to get you to stay the course, those things aren't going to work. What the heck is? Here are my top 3 tips for staying motivated no matter what your goal is. Number 1, I want you to look inward and make it personal. Determine the outcome or the goal that you want to achieve and know why that is important to you. Okay, not surface level, deep down in your gut. Understand why the heck you want to make this change in the first place. Visualize how your life will be and feel differently once you reach that goal. Okay? Be honest, be real, and be logical in this. Okay? Look at this journey judgment-free. Release the fears and the narratives that have kept you stuck in the past. Okay? You get to choose what this journey means to you. You get to choose where you're going. Okay? What it's going to look like. So when we make it personal, we must keep the promises that we make to ourselves. Okay? Gain your own trust and rely on that inner push to be better, not your current emotional state. That will help keep you showing up. Tip number 2 is to understand what it's actually going to take. What is necessary to achieve this goal? Okay? And know that without those steps in between, we're not going to get the outcome. We can't just jump the staircase, okay? So break it the heck down and be patient. Work backwards from your goal. What are the things that a person who has already achieved that, what do they do every day? What habits do they have? What behaviors are non-negotiables for them? And how can you practice doing those things or similar things in your own life? I suggest taking small steps, guys, only one thing at a time, and then layering them on. Okay? Tip number 3 is going to be to zoom in and to zoom out. Okay? This is so important to overcoming that short-term discomfort, right? Practicing something new in the moment for our long-term pleasure or our long-term improvement, our goal achievement, okay? You have to zoom in and know that the little things, those steps that we talked about above, okay, those are the important things. And you have to know that right now in the moment, you just got to do what you have to do, okay? Do what you can do right now. Then you need to zoom out enough to see that what you're doing is going to have that long-term effect. It's going to allow you to pile on these steps to get you to your outcome. Even if you don't feel like it right now, the outcome is going to follow. You understand that. You're also zoomed out enough to understand that one misstep is not going to ruin your entire journey. This is not about being perfect. It's about staying the course. Consistency. So those are my big 3 tips. But some mini tricks that you can insert into any of those 3 tips above, or that I just talked about, include adopting a mantra, a statement that can bring you back to the present moment and remind you who you are, why you're doing these things, why this is important to you, what it really means. Okay? I also suggest that you plan ahead to reduce the opportunity for your ego to kind of sneak attack you and to give you excuses not to do the work. Okay? We can't rely on that emotional state or the feeling of wanting to do the thing when we're trying to change our lives, to get healthier, to reach any sort of goal. Okay? Because no matter how much we desire the outcome, Being uncomfortable is always going to give us resistance, and our ego is always going to push back. So we cannot rely on feeling like it. Okay? If this is somewhere that you have felt stuck, if you've been relying on feeling like it, and therefore haven't been able to reach your goal or haven't been able to make progress in the direction that you want to make progress, okay? If you haven't been able to start building that life you desire and the amazingness that you crave, okay? That's totally okay. That's totally okay. Please, please reach out. I'm here to help.